Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with your host Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda, your only sense and source of communist entertainment, or theatre glorious 1v1 on Taranto Coastline in the south stands Farlion fighting for the Deutsches Afrika Korps, the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division. 5th Panzergrenadier Company straight into a Krautschützen motorcycle team start. Versus the north it is ZuluKobra, fighting here for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 91st Infantry Division with an engineer and armored battle group start here. Probably going to be looking at a fast jeep. There we go. ZuluKobra, a veteran Company 1 player that has joined over to Company 3. He's definitely one to watch out for, in part because he is an absolute virtuoso with mines. So hopefully he can show off some of his mine skills here. There you go. Got the jeep out, and of course immediately capture territory there because you want your jeep to rapidly move background territory. Farlion got some panzers out there. Note his capping order is a bit interesting. To go first eastwards here, and then leaves the bike to move westwards here. Definitely not one I'm used to seeing here. So, as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued and generous support of the Propagandacast. Most appreciated. So, looking forward to see it with the jeep racing towards the center. Scouts heading northwards there for him. Interesting enough, he actually grabbed the manpower point here outside his base first, which is definitely also a bit interesting. Panzer got this on the field point. Panzer northwards, but they're also busy grabbing stuff here away. Keeps almost got the center munitions point. Engineers advancing here. We got Ralph's Court there. And I imagine the reason he went for engineers this early on is because he wants to lay down mines. First shots fired here by the way. Panzer versus the Jeep. 30 cal versus cal 90K bolt action rifles. Archer there definitely takes a face full of lead and in fact is almost dead immediately. So quite a strong start here. Mines in fact from ZuluKobra in the very early moments of the game. We got Basil Young in the background. Because he gets very talkative when he wants something. So I do apologize about that. We got the Ralph squad here moving forwards. Basil slowly moving forwards as well towards me. Jeep there also a bit lightly down, so of course it can conduct self-repair, which is quite frankly very powerful in the Jeep and can certainly drive some players a bit nuts. North the pencil, for the most part again, is quite well, except for Archer, I imagine, is bleeding profusely and asking for medical assistance. Do we have to keep fighting? I can't feel my legs anymore. I mean, they're walking, but I can't feel I'm walking. Don't be such a baby. Just keep shooting some Americans, you'll get good again. Second Ralph squad here, though, for ZuluKobra. Got the rifle there, busy engaging. The engineers here, pushing forward with their M3 grease guns, going in there. Hard for freedom, democracy, scout talking their building. Few from the north are being grabbed. Close again, though. If the engineers can close in, they should absolutely be able to beat the Panthers, push them by here. Archer Summerboy is still standing. It in fact ends up being Friedrich who drops dead sooner than him. And then Archer finally drops. Yeah, the engineers up close with the grease guns pack a hell of a punch, ripping through those German Panzer Grenadiers like it's nothing else. And now the trap here springs on Farlion, moving in here from several sides to the Ralph squad. You also got the Jeep here. Suddenly, Farlion's men are in a pretty bad position here, and he will, I think, have to withdraw here soon. Panzer Pioneer, they're getting focused down here as ZuluKobra keeps its advance here for democracy, charging in there. Farlion, it's fairly late to retreat. The other Panzer squad that actually suffers in, I think, a fairly needless casualty. So that ended up being a fairly good engagement here for ZuluKobra, forcing away Farlion here back to the base. Though, of course, Farlion has, as all this happened, pushed straight for the mechanized company here, and will likely be pushing out an Armoured. We got here Ralph squad out there for ZuluKobra. Maybe some more mines. Yes, exactly what's happening here. We do get more mines from the ZuluKobra, and we got actually something bang on his base, and that is a weapon support center in an interesting move there from ZuluKobra. Wonder what the plan is for that. Back rushing force here for the southern victory point. Mechanized company almost another Farlion, and the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division. That's all sitting behind me right now. Going for the victory point here, going for the nations point. ZuluKobra with some good map against Farlion. Also got a minor victory point lead over the Germans. ZuluKobra pushing the way towards freedom. Panzergrenadier pushing westwards here, rapidly advancing with that Kar 90K bolt action rifles. Trigger fingers at the ready. And there you go, shots fired at the rifle there. That said, these Panzergrenadiers are low health, and certainly there might be an argument for Farlion getting out something to heal them soonish, where he might suffer some fairly needless manpower bleeding. That said, I'm also kind of expecting to try and rush on Armoured first. There you go, push forwards here. Rifleman there, quickly forced down as the Germans turn on the heat in the most literal of fashions. Zulu keeps up the advance. May want to consider like screening his flank here a bit more because, you know, against the DAK, you're going to expect a lot of Achtrats, and right now there's certainly potentially for a really good flank. Rav Squad's obviously being pushed lower and lower there in terms of health. Panzer Pioneer forced away though, almost got a wipe here on Farlion's Panzer Pioneer. They're actually popping out to Farlion here. His Achtat is in fact halfway done here. His men are taking a beating, but at the same time, Zulu's men are getting increasingly low on health, and he doesn't really have a lot to cover the flank here. We do have some scouts that can sort of probe about. They've got more mines here, but he's mining this particular spot here. We're not seeing much around here, for example. Well, this is only going to be a lethal spot. That's about it. There we go. Achtat out here for fine. Ralph's being pushed out, low on health, and now the Achtat disappearing. Spots here the engineer or scouts. Basil meowing. Because again, he wants attention or food, or probably a bit of both. Yeah, now he wants attention for sure. He's coming out to cuddle. And there you go. Catch Ralph's on the retreat with the Achtat. Basil staring, wondering if he can jump over Toby. Ralph's got the low on health. The numbers are dropping rapidly. The casualties are piling up down to one man. And now there's no man left. The Achtat secures the kill here. Scores the wipe. And ZuluKobra is down just two Ralph squads, the engineers and the scouts. Yeah, and that is the sound Basil makes when he's picked up. Again, he's a very, very vocal kitty cat. No matter what, almost. Like, the only time he's quiet is basically when he's asleep. Almost. So there we go. Up north, this ball laying down mines. But there's a lot of mines here. These Pentas could risk getting wiped out. On retreat here by the mines. If Farlion isn't careful, of course, he's not aware of them yet. Basil decided he did not want to cuddle anyway, so pushing northwards with the Achtat. Not because Basil didn't want to cuddle, by the way. These two facts are completely unrelated to each other. Unless Farlion plays by a really, really weird meta game. Anyways, keep their force back. Far south here, Panzer Pioneer on the southern victory point. Forwards push, there goes straight into the mine. Almost wiped out here. ZuluKobra, if he's aware of this, could rush in the Jeep and think get a wipe here. Doesn't appear it. Doesn't see it. And the other squad here hits another mine, but walks right between the two mines. They're very fortunate to find. We got a bazooka team up for ZuluKobra. Another Achtat for Farlion. Maybe some grenades here as well. Right, though, is about to, I think, get a face full of bazooka rockets here from Zulu's bazooka team. One rocket hits the other one, though, hits the ground, and the bike still goes up in flame thanks to a few Plug Rifleman Jeep hanging about here. Further south, MD-34 from Farlion, ready to hit those Americans with a face full of lead. So this is quite an intense fight here, and we got the motor pool now from ZuluKobra as well. Flamethrowers for engineers, very good here. MD-34 getting flanked by the Jeep as ZuluKobra looks for new ways to prod and poke at Farlion. As of course Farlion looks for more ways to just murder Zulu's men. Second Achtat ready here, of course he's going for armored supports, meaning he gets superior fire drills, which is typically what most DAK players will go for because it means the Achtat is even more amazing versus infantry. MD-34 here versus El Capitane, holding up behind heavy cover. That heavy cover, I think, is steadily crumbling and will certainly only crumble faster in the face of the Achtat. There we go. Turns out stacks of hay is about as useless as, I don't know, stacks of cake. I don't know who'd try and hide behind stacks of cake in a gunfight. Except maybe Boris Johnson. Anyways, Marder free on the way there for Farlion to, of course, up there with any potential light vehicles here out of ZuluKobra. No mines here. Guns pushing forwards there. We have the infantry support sent up, so who knows what might be planning here. Grenades off in the Achtat, very good. Bazooka fire here. And there's actually a bit of a noteworthy element here. Like, his forces are like fairly separate from the rest of them. So theoretically, if he tries to retreat here, they could get wiped. So this might have been a bit of a mistake there by ZuluKobra. And one which Farlion, of course, could likely exploit. Another man goes off the Achtat. Hits the mine. Still, there's the other Achtat. And they, of course... The bazooka team's low on health. Yeah, this is going to be a wipe on ZuluKobra here. Should have not have pushed them up. Let's rest away from the rest of his forces here. Bit of a slip there by ZuluKobra, and one which I imagine Farlion, of course, is more than happy to punish him for. More M8 grain on the way there for him in the far south here. Rival squad scouts pushing the MD-34, forcing off the field here. Very good. Up north, Achtat, Marder free moving in. Farlion and the third Punch Squadron is on the offensive. We got a second Marder on the way for Farlion, and we got Basil galloping away there. Keep being fixed up, Greyhound moving forwards. Farlion's infantry side is certainly looking pretty rough. Still no medics for them. And we've got a medical station there for Zulu's men.
We've done what we can.
Grabbing that southern victory point back. Back to ZuluKobra. Back to Bazamyang in the background. And there's we actually got a war machine out here of ZuluKobra. Which basically means his vehicles and his tanks become much cheaper manpower-wise to build. This is actually a fairly significant advantage used correctly. Also got to mind here, we also think got some upgrades here. Yeah, we got the demolitions package, which opens up for anti-tank mines of heavier kind there for both engineers, his rival squad, and his bazooka team. So when used correctly, it can be very devastating. Ground the quad here with the Armada here. Meanwhile, the Arctics pushing the Zulu's base here. We could see wiping one of Zulu's remaining rival squads. That's going to be quite painful for Zulu. Already on infantry. The Arctics just continue to bleed him out. White break kill here for Farlion. Armada pushing forward here, and the Greyhound is now so heavily damaged here that Farlion might be able to destroy it here easily with this Arctics without even needing the Armada. And there you go, Greyhound kaput, turret sent flying there as the munitions are cooked off here ruthlessly by Farlion's Arctics. A brutal push here. And right now, Farlion is just utterly beating here ZuluKobra across the entire front line. He's even grabbing northern fuel point here. Zulu is in a dire spot. He is going there for another Greyhound again. Cheap on fuel-ish. And of course, more crucially, cheap on manpower thanks to War Machine, which is by an ability I think more and more USF players starting to experiment with rather than just going hard EC8s. Some of the real and they hang on. 25% manpower reduction is like on your vehicles and tanks is really good. So there's definitely been an increase in like higher ranked players experimenting with it, like ZuluKobra as we see here. We'll have to see that he goes for like any chaffies, as the DAK does struggle with chaffies. We'll see that. Troops being caught in 24 head-on assault here by ZuluKobra is thwarted here by a well dug in machine gun from Farlion and the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division. Heading northwards here, going for those Panzergrenadiers here by the northern victory point, as Farlion of course is looking to mess with ZuluKobra's victory points and economy, in particular since ZuluKobra has a nice lead. And entertaining there for ZuluKobra, after the update with the Arctics, and of course that Marder, the Marder 3 here, early model, using a Soviet anti-tank gun, converted using German ammunition. Fun fact. You got mines here. Note he's laying down the M6 heavy anti-tank mines, which causes heavy engine damage and also causes a large amount of damage. So, thumbs up here to ZuluKobra. I mean, with the things as currently are, those are probably like his best bet to turn this match in his favor is like trying to like get Farlion to drive into them. So, this makes honestly a lot of sense here from ZuluKobra. There we go, more M6 anti-tank mines. Zulu is betting hard on the anti-tank mines. They also go down like pretty fast. I think that's part of the superior fieldcraft, which means they can actually lay down mines very fast, which is another reason I imagine Zulu went for these engineers as fast as possible, so you can like get that bonus going, because laying down your mines fast is very powerful. As I imagine here Zulu is currently showing off. So there you go, finally now, 3rd Panzergrenadier Division. Launching up here towards Luxembourg assault. Again, the infantry, though, is really not getting a nice treatment here from Farlion. He's clearly an Arctics man here, and there you go, pushes forwards. And yes, mine goes on. See that the Arctics is down just 20 health. Second Arctics hits another mine here. There is both Arctics. There we go, 1 down, 2 down. Huge losses for Farlion. He does wipe the engineers, but he just lost, you know, 2 of his heavy armored cars. Like, that's a lot of manpower and fuel that just went up in smoke in as literal fashion as possible. Huge here for ZuluKobra, and I think, you know, pretty much means Farlion's entire lead just got, well, blown up. We are getting the Panzer Army command here, like the Panther 3 from Farlion, but this, I think, is going to give Zulu a chance, like, you know, get the match back in his favor here. Like, one thing could theoretically even do is, like, grab the M31 and try to cover them. Admittedly, that may not be cost efficient, but it's a thing he theoretically could consider. Meanwhile, we got more rifle there for ZuluKobra, very badly needed. We also got another, we actually got rifle bazookas and a bazooka team here. Will be interesting to see what happens next. Will he be laying down any more mines? I imagine he will. And I imagine Farlion is going to have to go for like more Panzer Pioneer to deal with mines, because otherwise he's going to have a really bad time. Yeah, we got Panzer Pioneer out there for Farlion. Thumbs up. Also, would have to chastise him a bit there for not going for minesweepers after losing 2 Arctics to anti-tank mines. That's like not good. But Farlion, of course, is a better player than that. Back to Farlion. Got the Armada moving forwards. Panzer going to move forwards as well. Still a lot of infantry and crucially not a lot of healing. He could go for MG-34s. A bit of added anti-infantry versus a ZuluKobra. Got the Panzer Storm there ready. Perhaps planning the anti-tank loiter. MG-34 getting flanked here by a nice deep flank from ZuluKobra. Thumbs up. Pineapple grenades at the ready. Pushing north, as you can see, finding those lining up most of his forces to defend against any northern harassment there from ZuluKobra and the 91st Infantry Division. Panzer Pioneer forced away. And we got the bazooka team. We actually got mines from Farlion as well there. Thumbs up. Mod on the move here. Farlion. Still some time to go for calling the Panzer 3s. Grenades in the MG-34. Killing Reinhardt and Schultz. Of course, the rest have to like pick up the gear and get moving with it. Here, got the ground being repaired. We're going on the engineer squad up for Zulu. Makes sense, he needs it for the repairs. But of course, also, you know, laying down mines. Thumbs up to Zulu. Got the southern victory point there.
Luftwaffe forces are available to harass the target area.
Stuka loiter ready. Now we got the M8 squad out of there. Initially part of the United States Armored Battalions, but they provide, you know, local artillery support there on the self-propelled kind. Basically, there'd be one in like each, I think, battalion. That would be taken over by the 105mm with Sherman, though. And instead, they'd start to group them into like smaller units to support the reconnaissance units, providing those for the light artillery support there for sort of close ranges. Fun fact. And here we got a assault group out here for Farlion. 250 half-tech filled with assault grenadiers. Provides some assault troops. And also a pinch of healing up north here. The Panzer's caught here. Almost scattered with the Greyhound and the Scott here. Almost, but not quite. Panzer Pioneer roaming forwards. Decent shot there from the Scott, and it's in from the cannon. Got the Panzer Pioneer spotted here, right by the Greyhound. Also, white frost there from ZuluKobra. Massive clouds of nasty white phosphorus there going off. Panther ready here for Farlion and the German army, the Deutsche Panzerwaffe. Captain there caught out in the open, got the half moving forwards. The anti-tank gets a great shot there, slamming through the side armor. Crew there definitely getting a bit scared. Bazooka team they've been caught by the assault grenadiers and routed. MP40 bullets at the 9mm Parabellum, rippling down their backs, almost wiping out the entire bazooka squad. Engineers also in the bad spot here, will need to withdraw here. Assault grenadiers, Panzers pushing forwards here. Scott, Greyhound hanging back. In the far south here, we also got minor engagement between Farlion and ZuluKobra. On the north side is definitely where most of it is happening. Panther 3 there crashing through the bushes, hoping for some improvised camouflage. And the assault grenadiers just getting absolutely pulverized by Greyhound and Scott fire. Bazooka fire there, raining after the retreating troops there. A lot of action across most of the front here between ZuluKobra and Farlion. Also, as a fun fact about the Greyhound, Scott, I actually highlight this. While you might think this thing is actually the barrel, that's actually not the case. The barrel of the gun is actually within that little thing there. It's actually a bit smaller than what you sort of would typically imagine is the actual gun barrel of the Scott there. Little fun fact as well. North here, white phosphorus. Making quite an impact there, and Farlion, of course, is immediately forced to withdraw his men. Zulu, of course, like any good American, is a big fan of white phosphorus in the Second World War, just chucking it all over the place, even using it on tanks because the white phosphorus would seep into the tank and force the crew to evacuate and just die from the noxious fumes. They even, I think, at one point, forced a King Tiger to abandon with that, so yeah. Plan squad almost wiped out here, there you go, gets one fine, excellent kill here for Zulu. Makes up for some of the losses he suffered, Farlion there being forced to withdraw. Of course, we can lay down some line to tank mines. That'd be a good idea here. Maybe using the bazooka team. Yes, exactly. Fun fact. US anti-tank teams were typically organized with an anti-tank gun team and bazooka team. And then I think a mine layer team, or maybe the bazooka team were also meant to lay down on the mines. I can't quite remember, but sort of roughly here, that's sort of like, you know, basically a US anti-tank unit there that wasn't tank destroyer based. Fun fact. So Zulu here is being fairly historically accurate. Thumbs up. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but he is. Mines up north as well here from ZuluKobra. Again, ZuluKobra easily, like, you know, I think, you know, at these ranks, the most consistent use of mines, and he certainly knows how to make excellent use of them. Farlion, though, again, not a slouch either. Thumbs up to Farlion as well. Meanwhile, Panzer Grenadier soldiers moving forward here. Bazooka team caught in a terrible spot. They're forced to withdraw. Marder moving forward here. There we go. Take hit from the anti-tank gun straight through the armor of the Marder, which is definitely not rated for anti-tank guns. It's mostly meant to protect them from like small arms fire. Captain there in trouble with the Panzer Pioneer burning up alive there. White Fuss as well here from ZuluKobra. Just smothering the entire area there in chemical fires. Railsquare caught the artillery or the MD-34, but we got artillery in return here on the MD-34, forcing fun to withdraw back to ZuluKobra. Likely pushing now for the EC8 here versus Farlion. We're trying to exert a bit more pressure up north, I suppose, but at the same time he's coming drawn towards the south here. Farlion keeps almost the attacks here. Machine in the corner bad spot. There you go. Grenade here from ZuluKobra, the machine gun. Almost got a wipe. Didn't get the wipe. That'd be huge here for Zulu. We also got BARs up now. I just realized. There we go. Bazooka Fan and then Panther Fee. Greyhound. Scott here being charged by infantry. Anti-tank crew and definitely a bad spot as well here. White Fuss on cooldown. Round squad was the Panther Fee. Scott, he could try and grab the machine gun bar. That'd be a pretty good steal there for him. Anti-tank cleared out here. Keeps up the assault here on the Scott. Greyhound there being hit by an anti-tank grenade. The half to Ladnong. Marder keeps up the pursuit here. Infantry flanking up behind here. Panzer Grenadier squad super low in health here. Machine gun though left behind here for infantry capture. And the Marder, it moves into another anti-tank mine. And the Greyhound knocks out Farlion's Marder. It is 3 for 3 there on those anti-tank mines. I think the other one got spotted by some Panzer Pioneer. Very good for Farlion the did. We could have lost like something else, but great kill on the Marder. Oh, he retreated there just right before we got to go up there. The assault grenadier is so close there for ZuluKobra. So very close. But he is closing out on the E6. Another unit that wiped out here by the Panther Fleas. Great kill here. And there's of course your ZuluKobra, in which case you might have a slightly different opinion on that matter. And finally, this thing about destroying the M1 anti-tank gun. Up north here, fighting for northern victory point. Scott there, joining Greyhound, badly needed repairs. The engine's on fire. And the driver's probably lost an awful lot of blood, too. Far south, they're going to crew the MD-34. Definitely feel like a missed opportunity here for ZuluKobra. Being able to grab the machine gun turn against Farlion, I think would have been quite handy. Another anti-tank here for ZuluKobra to replace the one lost. He is getting ever closer to the EC8. One command point away from the manpower. We got the scouts with the BAR. That's definitely not something you see every day. Scott moving forwards. More mines here from ZuluKobra. So busy there with the mines. I imagine anti-tank mines because there's the only thing they can lay down. What's up? Got the assault squad out there by the Rifleman squad here. Got the Panther Fleas flying away here. Forced to withdraw. Scott moving in here for some reason. Like he knows where the Panther Flea is. I feel like this is a bit risky for ZuluKobra. Yeah, he's like the Panther Flea's going to move in and catch him now. And Scott's going to be pretty much toasty. I don't know why we were sending the Scott there. I mean, it was clearly hoping to get the unit there wiped, but I feel like it would have been pretty apparent there's a big risk of the Panther Fleas just catching his Scott and destroying it. That's quite a blow there to ZuluKobra. That Scott was also like a very valuable tool for him with his white phosphorus rounds. And of course his anti-tank also gets destroyed as well. So that was a bit of a tactically bad call here for ZuluKobra. Just handing Farlion an incredibly easy win here. Bit of a slip up there, but that said, he is close to the EC8 though. He is very close. And that of course is going to be a headache there for Farlion and then some. There you go, Sherman EC8 out there. Got the Sonyas running along here. Quickly moving forward for freedom. Powered by the star power of Brad Pitt. Panzerkampfwagen dives from L there. Going about here in the southern fields. Machine gun getting flanked here by the advancing scouts and riflemen. EC8 rolling forwards. Brand flanking in here on the Panther Fee. Shot bounces off the Panzerkampfwagen's side arm. We got the route squad ping with the bazooka. That shot went through there. Damaged here thanks to the anti-tank grenade. EC8 rolling forwards. Got white phosphorus as ZuluKobra of course keeps up that proud US tradition of white phosphorus. Ergo doing a lot of damage to the Panther Fee here. Got the Gramming up to support here. Could try and sing up some units here. Got another Panther Fee around for Farlion. Panzer Pioneer being mauled. There you go. Flanking the EC-8 here with the Panther Fleet is definitely your best choice if you want to engage it safely, as the side armor can actually assist the 50mm gun on the Panther Fleet reasonably well. Though, of course, with 3 Panther Fleets out, maybe not as big an issue. Rav Squad needs to withdraw here before the Panther Fleet ripped apart. Assault Grenadier Squad almost wiped out here. More Bazooka Fire. The EC-8's probing forwards again here for freedom and democracy. Could catch some of those Panzer Puny here, and there you go. Great shot. But we got still a lot of Panther Fleets versus the EC-8, and ZuluKobra is for now forced to withdraw here. Great shot. Anti-tank grenade off here. Close to taking out one of Farlion's Panther Fleets here. Panzer Puny in there. Getting caught up. Could get wiped as well, but no. ZuluKobra just... Oh, he did get wiped. Back to Farlion with 3 Panther Fleets and only 1 Panzer Puny squad. So he has researched the emergency repair kits. Very good. EC-8 need repairs here. Got those assault units how to work for that. Very good. Grand fixed up as well. Could try and get more points here. Could also start laying down some mines around here, I think.
Weapon crew, eager to dig in.
So 176 with 372. Fine is definitely a fair bit behind ZuluKobra at the moment. Fair bit behind. Farlion believes in the power of the Panzerkampfwagen 3, the Deutsches Panzerwaffe. Note he's probably putting it back towards the base because there wasn't risk getting like swarmed by the ECs before he's got it repaired here. So I'd say that is a very tactically smart move there by ZuluKobra. Thumbs up. Definitely seen too many players like just repair too close to the front line, then they get surprised by a bunch of angry enemies and they just knock out the tank of the vehicle in question. Racing to the center here, Farlion and the 3rd Panzer Division shows no mercy to ZuluKobra. Engineer's about to get wiped out. Down to 5 health on the remaining guy, but no, he makes it. He survives. More anti-tanks out for ZuluKobra. I don't know if we should go for anti-tank guns now, and he's probably just wants to go for more EC-8s, honestly. I feel like that could be a slight oversight here by him. Like he's got enough fuel, it might even make more sense to go for Chaffies rather than anti-tank guns here, because the Chaffee will be less intensive manpower-wise, but then again he wants all the fuel for the EC-8, so, you know. At least I can understand that logic. And his Rob Squad caught with the Panther Fleet. EC-8 anti-tank guns on the move here. 150s of 372 here. Farlion still lagging behind. Got the troops moving forward into the EC-8, the anti-tank gun here. Ooh, ordered not to fight infantry. The Panzer Grenadiers avoid a slap to the face here. Captain the caught in a retreat here. We do get a bit of artillery on the Panther Fleets. I'd say that's a bit optimistic here, but ZuluKobra and his captain pays the price for his optimism. Terrible price. Now Farlion has a total of 4 Panther Fleets. That is almost a full-strength platoon. Versus 1 EC-8. Even his crew by Brad Pitt will certainly struggle with that many Panther Fleets. Looking for some vantage point before getting flanked by the scouts. Farlion lining up his Panther Fleets here. MD-34 right in the south here. Ground hanging back. Got the Flam Panzer Fleet there ready for Farlion. Grabbing the northern victory point here away from the Americans.
We have lost control of a victory point.
250 half-tech is basically pulling ambulance duty here. And there we go. Second EC-8 out here for ZuluKobra. It's going to be 2 EC-8s versus 4 Panther Fleets. They do have a Greyhound and anti-tank support. And wait, he just rushes in now? That seems a bit overly aggressive. And there you go. Farlion catch him here with the loiter. And the Panther Fleets all doing a lot of damage. The loiters just finish off the EC-8 there. Like the Panther Fleets all did so much damage. The loiter may not even mattered. Graham going down here. This is a huge blow here to ZuluKobra. No mind to catch up the Panther Fleets. And Farlion's just pushing through there. Full blitzkrieg. We do get grenades off here. Units are being wiped out. But Farlion still has 4 Panther Fleets. And Zulu now only has a single EC-8 to face off against that many Panther Fleets, some of which are quite veteran, meaning they get access to rapid fire, meaning they can absolutely drown out the EC-8 in a shower of death. Bazooka there from the 1 remaining Rob Squad alive here. Anti-tank grenade off. Might be able to take out one of Farlion's Panther Fleets. Down it goes. Small win here for ZuluKobra, but there's still 3 Panther Fleets to deal with. Aye. And ZuluKobra still has only 1 EC-8. Panther Fleets withdrawing here. We got 140 to 1542 here. Scouts, Rifle pursuing here. And then here, EC-8 hanging back. Mines going off north here. Pushing forward here. Almost got another one of the Panther Fleets here. Bazooka Scouts here. About to get wiped out. Yup, down they go. Another blow here to find EC-8 pulling forwards. We've got the Panthers blocking here. Could get rapid fire here, increasing the rate of fire against the advancing ECA. Even does in the 82 at Panther Fleet. And I think that's going to be end here for ZuluKobra. Pop goes the weasel. Turret blown off here. Clean. A huge blow here to ZuluKobra. And a victory for Farlion. Like, quite close here, but there's definitely a few sort of tactical mishaps here, I think, that really costed ZuluKobra quite dearly. The initial bazooka team over here. Also, those Arctics appearing on his flank, and he just didn't have it screened at all. And then, of course, also losing the Scott and the anti-tank gun here, I think, was also, like, crucial. Also, I think it gave Farlion just a bit more room to push back. And on the other hand, of course, those mines were very good. And I think really did a lot there to keep ZuluKobra in the match, and certainly punished Farlion for not considering the possibility of mines here from ZuluKobra. Still an absolutely intense match here. Some really great engagement. Then the Farlion did pull through here with a power of the dodges off he caught against Zulu was quite close. And I feel like had he avoided some of these mistakes, some of perhaps those early wipes, I think he'd been in a much stronger position, and Farlion I think would have been much worse off. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider telling your friends, your family, but not your enemies. You can also support the Propagandacast if you like what I do by donating or pledging on Patreon. Links in the description. Every bit helps me keep making all these videos. So thank you all, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye, everyone.